Ryan Newman eating into Ricky Rudd's lead.
He's closing, buddy. I'll tell you, he's got a fast hot rod under him right now.
But right now, Ricky Rudd's in all kinds of traffic, plus a lot of cars trying to stay on the lead lap. John Andretti, Ken Schrader, Bill Elliott.
Yeah, there's some cars here now that are going to be difficult to pass.
And amazingly, despite 9 caution flags, there are still 40 cars on the racetrack. Only Jerry Nadeau, Frank Kimmel, and Randy Renfro have retired from the event. They're still trying to fix Kevin Harvick's car, but this track is still pretty chock full of race cars to navigate through.
Yeah, and a lot of them are torn up, like Dale Jarrett's and some of them, but boy, that's got to make you. That's got to be the car owner's nightmare, getting passed by the pupil.
There's a battle for 4th. Jimmy Johnson takes 4th from his part owner, Jeff Gordon.
Jimmy was in our Kung Fu opening at the top of the show, and, you know, Grasshopper, whatever, I don't know. I didn't ever watch that show.
But, you know, back to that strategy, Darrell, no matter what, these guys are within about 10 or 15 laps of having to come to pit road because they're going to be up there about 110 laps on tires and fuel.
Larry, have you ever felt like that maybe you and I spent way too much time in the garage area when we listened to Mike and Chris? What is all this? They've watched too many movies. All I know is about race cars.
All I've ever watched is the Weather Channel and FX and Fox.
I was going to get a good night's sleep last night, and I flipping through the channel.
Whoa,
what's on? Last American Hero.
Rusty just went up the hill here. He's got another. Something wrong with Rusty's car.
Yeah, and Ricky Rudd's right on him. He's going to have to go around the outside of him, put a lap down. He's got a problem. He's got another.
Oh, Rudd!
Ricky Rudd hard into the outside wall.
No.
Our leader.
Here comes the land rush back to the caution flag.
Holy cow.
Newman the leader. Hermie Sadler gets a lap back. Rusty slides up toward the wall as the right side tire's down.
Rusty's got a right front tire down. He's going to tear the nose off the thing trying to get back to the pits. But, you know, I don't know what happened with Rudd. I'm not sure. It didn't look like there was any contact, although, you know, Rusty was there slow going in the corner, but we got to take a look at this.
But Ricky may have got up in that sealer where there's no grip, and that may have been what happened as he was going around.
Every time we've seen a car get a little high down there in turn 1, this is what they get this kind of result.
Watch the
There's
28.
Rusty. Ricky goes around. Oh yeah, he rubbed him. He rubbed him. He sure did.
Oh, get to the bottom now. You're clear of the bottom. Clear of the bottom. Outside.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just brushed.
Inside and outside.
Just brushed.
To get him out of shape.
Take it on. Go to the caution. Beat that car back to the caution. Inside and outside.
Jimmy Spencer has pitted. He said that the only problem with the car is he's beginning to lose the front end. So far, every pit stop has been fast, including that one for 4 tires and fuel.
A hard crash at the end of the pit wall. Robbie Gordon has run into the inertia barrier and come to rest at the end of the concrete wall.
And what all the water is, this is water barrels filled with water to keep from hitting the end of that pit wall.
Yeah, those are water barrels, and that's concrete.
The window net's down. So he is indicating to rescue workers he can get out. But that water barrel was designed by a great road racer, John Fitch, who raced for Cunningham at Le Mans. The Fitch inertia safety barrier is found on highway, bridge abutments all over the country, and it's also used to good effect, as it was right there here at Richmond.
We got cars. We got cars everywhere, Rick. 28 on turn 1 and 2, 31 down here in 3 and 4. What a mess.
I know his car is tore up, but could you imagine hitting that wall right there without those water barrels there, or without that barrier?
And Rusty's tire all torn up as he finally made it to pit road a lap later.
Yeah, what he's got to be worried about is if it knocks the nose off of it, looks like he's going to make it around okay. And once again, Rusty Wallace had a left rear down or right rear down over there, caused that big wreck. This time he's got a right front down, took the leader out.
And one big problem he could encounter, we talked about it earlier, thinking that's about what happened to Bobby Hamilton, is before he gets to his pit box and gets a tire on there, is rubbing that sway bar arm off.
Look way up at the top of the racetrack.
There you see Robbie Gordon.
Whoa.
You see all the water.
Yeah. It's, you know what happened? He was probably coming around there and they told him to pit, and he tried to turn down into the pit lane and was going too fast.
Now from Kenny Schrader. Oh. Well, that's the way that.
If you turn on pit road late, if you turn on the pit road late, you're going to get a lot of debris on your tires.
And this race is going to be red flag. You're going to stop the cars to clean up at turn 2 and at turn 4. But that's how that barrier is supposed to work, Darrell. The water is in there in several compartments separated by foam, and it's designed to disperse the energy so that car and its driver don't have to absorb it.
It sure worked. See all the foam in there.
And Robbie Gordon's able to walk away.
That pit wall has been extended around further around this turn. When we first came here, after they redid the track, the pit wall ended right here about pit number 36, and everybody was worried about running into the end of it, so they extended it on further into the turn, and it tightened up the entrance to pit road a little bit.
Yeah, because before they extended it, I mean, the cars were racing just a couple of feet off of it. In fact, you'd go up there and kind of skim those barrels every once in a while.
And Ricky Rudd, who, like Jimmy Spencer Friday night, was likely on his way to winning this race, ends up with his car destroyed.
Well, Rusty's got a right front tire down, and you got very little control over your car.
Your car won't turn.
It just won't turn, and he slipped up there and just got into the side of Rudd there.
From Kurt Busch's car.
Oh. That's the 12 crew there. He's taking the lead with all this going on.
Someone's misfortune is always somebody else's good fortune. In this case, Ryan Newman takes the lead. Dick Berggren?
Well, Robbie Gordon is here, and whatever did happen to you that put you in that wall?
I don't know. I don't know if I hit oil or what happened. I was following the 77 right behind him, turned left, and it just took off.
How about that impact barrier? How much did that help you in that accident?
The impact barrier helped a lot, but really disappointing. You know, Gil Martin and everybody here at Richard Childress Racing did a good job. We didn't have a good car when we started the weekend. We just kept at it. We had a really good car at the end there. Very disappointed.
Well, we're glad the impact barrier did its job. He's okay. Mike?
You know, it almost looks like that he was following the 77, and maybe that he was going to try to go around the 77 and got some of that rubber and dirt and stuff on his tires, and the car just took off.
You know, you talk about people's fortunes. I mean, cars that got their lap back because of this. Kurt Busch, Dave Blaney, Bobby Hamilton's back on the lead lap. Kyle Petty, Bill Elliott, Mike Skinner, Kenny Schrader, all these cars get their lap back because of the leader wrecking.
So we're under a red flag with 88 laps to go, 10 caution flags. We've set a record for the 3/4 mile Richmond International Raceway for caution laps, set here last September. Red flag is out for a crash at turn 2. Rusty Wallace and Ricky Rudd, the race leader. Dick Berggren's with him.
Now, Ricky Rudd is on his way to the car to see what's left of it. That looked like an awful hard hit. How hard was it?
Well, it was pretty hard. The biggest thing is pretty frustrating. We had a really good race car, this Haviland Taurus. You know, we're just counting the laps off, and I don't know, we came up on a 2 car, and it looked like he changed about 3 lanes. I couldn't see. He was in the middle of the racetrack. I went around him on the outside. Next thing I know, I got hit in the left rear quarter panel, and you know, just it was a big surprise because we were just sort of playing it cautious there.
And obviously a big disappointment, too. He was looking to win it. He won here in the fall. Mike?
Going to be a lot of work to get that car back on track. Rudd came in here 8th in the Winston Cup standings. Ryan Newman has assumed the lead, or rather Jimmy Spencer now the leader after all this. Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, Newman is 4th. Mark Martin, Tony Stewart, Jeremy Mayfield, Ricky Craven, Jeff Burton, and Steve Grissom are the top 10. Matt Kenseth, the story of the day, fighting his way back up onto the lead lap from 2 laps down, is 11th.
He's got to feel pretty good about himself.
Jeff Hammond?
Yeah, guys, last night we saw it. Matt Kenseth got together with a couple guys here with Steve Park early on. And then again, same night, he got booted up the racetrack again. Well, during all these altercations, it knocked the exhaust system loose on the 17 car, as well as a brake line. So as we knew at the start of the day, NASCAR would not allow these guys to even jack the car up and work on them. So they had to do effective repairs so they could finish the race. Fortunately for them, the rain did come. This morning they come in, they had a game plan. They put the exhaust back on. They repaired the loose brake line, and even though they lost 2 laps, they felt like they had a good enough race car to get themselves back up there, get in the hunt today, salvage some points. But it's been so good, now he's got himself back up to 11th, and he's continuing for the win. So, I mean, outstanding effort by Robbie Reiser and the whole DeWalt team from Matt Kenseth.
I mean, yes, took the right frame of mind by Matt Kenseth, but how about this group right here led by Robbie Reiser? I mean, these are the guys, they knew they were going a lap down, 2 laps down, but they knew they had a job to do. They stayed after it. They didn't panic. They took what it gave them, and now they're back here on the lead lap. There's Robbie Reiser, the crew chief for Matt right there.
Of course, now that they're back on the lead lap, they're thinking, well, if we hadn't had all that happen, we'd be leading this thing.
And that guy right there is probably one of the most focused racing crew chiefs on pit road.
He's tenacious. I've worked with the guy, and he is very, very focused, and he knows what he wants to do. He wants to win a championship, and together, he and Matt Kenseth can do that.